How you doing, everyone? It's JAYLINE. I am back here at Thames Delta for another workshop, and yeah, let's get straight into it. We are going to be using Logic today, and we are going to be making a track from the start. We're just going to go over the basics once again and get you to a point where you've got a complete skeleton of your track. So we've got Claire Quest here with us today in the other room, and Mr. Quest is on the buttons in the control room as well, so they will be here to help me with anything that I need. If anybody has got any questions as we go through, please make sure that you put them in the chat, because Claire will find your questions and she will relay them to me at the end of the session, and we will do a big question and answer then. So let's start. So we're opening Logic right now, and the way I usually work in any program, preparation is usually everything for me. Easy, Mickey. How you doing? Yeah, preparation is everything. So I like to try and get my stuff that I'm going to use in my track. Like I'll get like the bare bones of the drums in. I'll get some bass sounds running, and then I'll start to try and process everything afterwards. I usually start with my drums, but just to catch some inspiration, let's start with our sample today. So we're actually going to be working out of my sample pack. If I can find it on that window. There we go. And inside the sample pack, I'm just going to go through a few sounds, find something that I like that sounds nice for like an atmosphere. And we'll build on top of that as we go. Right, okay. You're probably just going to be looking at my confused looking face for a lot of it as I go through stuff. But just watch, keep your eyes on everything, and you'll see what I'm doing. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. So I'm actually going to start the everything from this one out, pad number 4. Let's stop that a second. So what I'm firstly going to do, I'm going to come to the tempo, and we're going to raise our tempo before we start anything to, let's go for 175. And now this is all at 175. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get our pad number 4 and put that in here. As it's an audio, that's an instrument track at the top, so you can't put an audio on there. That's why that comes up. Right, so let's just put this pad in. Make sure that our time is all right. So if we go to the end of the sample, that way, like that, just making sure that that is bang on the ends there. Yep, lovely jubbly. There we go. Right, so let's find out what key that's in. So let's put an instrument in here so I can try and figure that out. Good old serum. So I believe our sample is in C. So I don't really like the note of C because it actually it makes everything too low when you're doing sub bass. So I like to up the I like to up the key a little bit. So let's just knock it up 2 semitones. Let's turn our levels down a bit. Whenever I'm starting a track, I like my levels to be a bit lower than what they come in at, and then you can kind of build sounds without going too much into the red. Alright, sweet. So let's loop this over for 32 bars like that, and now we've got like a nice background sound for 32 bars. Right, I don't know if anybody heard that click at the end of the sample. We can also get rid of those. And this is the thing I was saying about when you're doing a track, you want to, all your preparation is so important. So getting your samples in, making sure your samples are good, they're all time stretched, they're all in the right key. So if you come here, you can fade in and you can fade out. So if you just do the tiniest little fade in and fade out, that click should disappear. Lovely. Right, so I'm just going to make a loop because I just want to work on this first 32 bars first of the intro. And within that intro, we'll have all of our sounds that will be used later on in the track as your background sounds behind your basses and whatnot, and the pieces in your transitions. So it's just as important to get all of this bit made up as it is integrating your bass line as well. Because some people get into a track and they'll write a bass line and then they'll have extreme difficulty trying to make the intro around the bass. So not saying that that's wrong, but I like to try and build some substance before, because the bass line is just one thing. It's just going to be one pattern, one sequence, where you're going to have multiple length of sounds in your intro. You're going to have different types of sounds in there. So it'd be nice to get all of this amalgamated, all molded together, and it makes the later on process easier. So if I was at C, I go up to D sharp D. We should be in D. So if I click there and just go to D major, I'll just put the track in the key that we're in. And let's find some little sounds, one shots. That's the other thing with making music as well, is like you'll find a lot of your time is just taken up going through sounds, just trying to pick the right thing. Excuse me. Okay. Right, so you know what? And then that's the thing, we've started with this. I'm thinking, yeah, I might want to build up some stuff, but if nothing's coming to mind, maybe start on a different, like go to a different part and see if you can put something else in. So rather than the sound so much right now, I'm going to go and find a nice little hi-hat loop. Hats and cymbals. Right, there we go. Pick a nice one. Let's have that one. So I'm just going to drag that. I'm going to drag that straight to there, and you'll hear it. All right, let's turn that down also. If we can zoom in a little bit, there's a couple of ways to zoom. You can select the area that you want to zoom and press Z, and it will zoom into whatever you've selected. Or if you go back out, like this, you can zoom with this button up here, if you can get hold of it. There we go. So I just want to get this and pattern it. So if I just go to this and go to beat, beat, and that will give me the 4 bits that I need to do. So get you out of the way. Right. Let's just copy these in place. Like that. We'll just put some hi-hats in for the first 16, and then we'll build up on the percussion running in. There's many ways like to do things. There's many places to source stuff as well. I don't know if anybody knows about Splice, but I've been using Splice quite a lot just to make things a lot easier. The workflow is great when you use Splice because if you want to find something, you can find it really easy. Or we are at the minute working out a sample pack, which is going to make it simple for you guys because we will make all of these samples available for you to use after. Right, so let's just get a hi-hat in there. There we go. We've got a time code now. Okay. That's strange. Right, okay, what's going on there? That's the other thing. Sometimes you'll come across stuff that shouldn't happen, but it does. That's the one there. Okay, is that doing that every time? Yep. Right, so I'm going to get rid of all of them because there's a click on one of them, and rather than trying to find it, let's just delete it and do it again so we know we're good. There we go. And hopefully that should be great now. Hopefully no second click. Lovely. And just because I know I'm going to pace up the percussion in the second half, let's get that. And we'll double up them hi-hats in the second part. Okay, lovely. Oh, I have a mouse trouble, Dorian. 2 seconds, guys. I'm having trouble with the mouse. There you go. I've got to use Dorian's mouse now. Right, okay. So even though I said let's try and start with the pad, I've got to the pad and I don't know what else to put with it yet. So I'm going to move on to make some drums. So I'm going to get everything in bit by bit. Let's pick us a nice kick. Right, you sound nice, I like you. Right, so let's get the kick. Right, let's put that over here. Like that. Lovely, now we've got a kick in. Excellent. So if I just change our loop for now, I'm just going to take the loop off there and just make it a bit shorter so I can just concentrate on this part for now, like this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom into this area so I can pattern the kick how we want it. Right. So once you've got all your little blocks and stuff, then you can crack on with actually structuring everything. So let's go back to smart, because I want to come in close. I'm going to put that there, like that. There we go. And as we build the drums, you will start to recognise the pattern. So we'll do that like that. Again. And we can start grabbing all of those and putting them in place. There we go. Easy Money Grabber, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. For anyone that's just joining, I've got myself JAYLINE, this is Thames Delta. We are doing the new workshop. So far we have gotten to our intro pads and a kick and a hat so far, so. Sweet. So let's just get that pattern in. Let's get our kick in there. Not our kick, sorry, our snare. Let's get a snare in place. Mr. Quest, if you can hear me, I would like some help with my mouse. It's not. Okay, right, let's find us a snare now. Let's go to our snares and claps. It's stopped working. Right, it's working now. Thank you very much. If anybody knows, I don't like Dorian's mouse, and it's still not working properly. That's weird. No. There you go. That's all right. I've got to use Mr. Quest's trusty mouse. That's it, the trackball. Sorry, it's not a mouse, it's a trackball. Okay, snares. So the way that I'm doing things now, I haven't really got a plan so much in my head as to where I'm going to go with the track. It's more of like a discovery on the way, if you like. Which is how I mostly make my music. I very rarely have an idea in my head and then think, right, I've got to go and sit down and get that bang on. Inspiration usually comes from the last spark of inspiration. Yes, yes, in the blood. How you doing? Right, let's get this standpoint. God. There we go. And that's going to be right there, I think. Like that. Yeah, there we go. So obviously it's not going to sound great at the minute because the levels are all wrong and whatnot, but it's good to just get the idea in and then you can start improving the sound as you go. 25 people in the room. Lovely jubbly. That's lovely to hear. Hello, everyone. We are in the studio right now making beats at Thames Delta if you have just joined. Lovely jubbly. Right, okay. So let's build on these drums a little bit. So what I'm going to do now, as in most sample packs, you will come across drums that are in loops, and you'll come across drums that are single hits as well. At the minute, I've used all single hits. So I've got a hi-hat, I've got a kick, and I've got a snare. What I want to do now is introduce a loop into our sequence. But it's going to be a loop that is all high end. So I'm just going to try and put some top loops in with our drums and see which ones sound nice. Okay, let's see what we got. Nice, okay, I like that. Oh, let's close you. Oh, for God's sake. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Pressing too many buttons, I am. Okay. Easy Saki one. Easy Johnny. Big up to Spinal Media. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all well. Oh, that's nice. Let's see what this loop sounds like in our loop. Because sometimes it's not just about picking something. It's about finding something that you want to use and seeing if it works. Because that is the most important thing, is making sure that the sound that you're just about to put into your sequence of sounds matches with the rest of your sounds in your sequence of sounds. Right, there we go. A few more snares. Let's see if that works. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so that really does work. That's what I wanted to hear. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that one over there. Like that. And now we have got our hi-hat intro 16 bars, and now we have got our kick, snare and loop on the next 16 with hi-hats. You'll find I like to go back to the beginning and play from the beginning and listen to how it sounds going through again. You'll notice I do that a lot. I think it's essential to keep on listening to what you're doing to make sure that what you're doing is the correct thing. I will be honest, it has annoyed many exes and many friends when they're in the same room as me when I'm making music. Right. Lovely jubbly, that's it. See the amount of dynamic that adds? Okay. Very nice. Bring them hats in so they're not too overpowering. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to double up this hi-hat pattern with the drums, because I feel like there's a nice like shine on the kick, but there's not so much on the snare. So if I do that, it should give me a little extra shine on the snare as well as the kick. Lovely. Okay, so now Let's take that loop off again. Zoom in like that. Let's go and make that loop the whole thing for now, just so I can have a listen, see how it sounds. So now we've got all these sounds in here, what I'm actually going to do, once I've got all the sounds that I believe, like pretty much all the sounds that I believe I'm going to use in my track, that's when I'll start processing everything. As in, like, I'll start putting all of the drums into a drum bus, so I can process all the drums together. Then I'll put all of the samples in a sample bus, and the bass in a bass bus, and so on and so on. And then that way, everything is separated and processable. Yes, Brett. How you doing, mate? It's good to see you on. So, for all the people that have just joined, because there's a few more just joined now, it's JAYLINE here. We're at Thames Delta. We are doing workshop number 3 for me, I believe it is. And we are starting a tune from scratch. Yes, G-Type. Yeah, we're starting a tune from scratch just to see what we have to do to build like a skeleton of a track, really. Lovely. Why did that sound different on the second? No, we're good. So, we've got a little overbuild on there. Let's see if we've got anything to dip her down. No, you know what? We'll just keep it out of the red for now. Well, we'll do that after. Okay, so we've got a nice little hi-hat in the beginning. I'll probably add some more drums to the drum kit still, but there's enough drums there for now to crack on with the next section. With the formula that I've always used making music, I try not to spend too much time on one thing. If you're sat there and you're trying to add a sound that you really love that you just found into your track and it's not working, it's probably not going to work if you've been there for longer than like 20 minutes, half an hour, trying to fit it into your tune. It's a really, really handy thing to try and get used to cutting stuff off with no emotion. Because I've met so many producers that thank you very much. We have a new mouse. Yeah, so many new producers that get stuck in the loop. Shift. Where are we? Let's shift that side. There you go. That one. I'll go away. Don't need my keyboard to be identified, do I? Dorian. Right. Yeah, I think we're all right now, mate. Yeah. Sorry about the technicals, guys. Easy Philip, how you doing? Car, excellent. Keep them ears peeled. Right, so like I said before, we've got a nice little drum loop there. I'll probably end up putting more percussion into it. But for now, let's move our set of drums over to where we would have a break usually. So I'm going to make this track like a 32 bar intro anyway. We'll keep things simple. So with a 32 bar intro, we're going to have our build up. our drums, and it's going to be this drum kit again on the drop. So I'm just going to copy that whole kit over like that to the point. And let's lengthen our loop. And we're not going to want this bit on the drop because obviously you want the bass line there. So what I want to do now is probably get rid of that last section. And I'm going to fade this little bit out, and we'll have some other effect at that point raising up. So if I can fade out. There we go. Get that much of a fade out in there. See how that sounds. Okay. So I know that 33 is our drop. Let's get rid of some of the drums before 33. Like that. And what we'll do, we'll have a drum build going up, and it will stop there, and we'll have whatever sample is, and then it will drop into the tune. Okay. Right, so I'm noticing the last snare on the loop. It kind of sounds dead. So I think that's because on that actual loop here, the last one hasn't got a snare on it. So let's pull these back. And we'll double, we'll half up these, and we'll double the half, like this. And then hopefully, I'll show you an example in a second. Right, I think we need batteries, mate. Right, okay. Let's charge that. Yeah, it just died. I'm charging it. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Right, so what have I done? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do exactly what I just said. And we're going to do that. And the bit that I just recognise is here. So if you listen to the snares, it's got a nice splash. And on the last snare of the 8, or of the 4, sorry, it goes dead. Here. See that one? Dot. It just sounds like a dot. And rather than being a ka, it goes dot. I'll show you again so you understand what I'm talking about. That one at the end's dead. So I've just looped it to half of that loop. Big up to everyone locked in as well. Lovely jubbly. So I actually definitely need to put that last one in there and then cut her back. And we need to do the same over here now because I don't want that dead snare in there. It's got to be them nice fresh snares. There we go. Right, so now we've got a little bit more of a building. Easy Jazzy Fears. We have just started the session, just recently, Jazz. So sit down, get in, and we are here. Right, so now I've got this drum loop, and I've got some stuff kind of patterned out, like structured out for our intro, and then going up to our drop. I want to try and find another sound that's going to go with our loop, our pad. Easy DJ Taz, I see you there. So what I'm going to do is start a build up from 25 as well at some point. So this is a bit where it just builds and builds and builds and builds. No. And then it will drop. Whatever that should be the sample. I should just record and put it in that little gap. Still don't want to touch the bass line yet. There's no point. Let's get that record box out of the way. Okay. Oh, I hate this mouse. It's not even a mouse, guys. It's a track. I've got to show you now, haven't I? Look at this thing. It looks like something that should have been on Superman's like spaceship or something. What the hell? Right, okay, here we go. Let's so what I'm probably going to do is, if I can't find a sample in here, I'll open a synthesizer and I'll just write something that might go in with it. We've got loops, right, they're all drums. Let's come out of the drum section. Sound effects, let's have a look in here. Oh, that's it. Yeah, let's put a riser in there. We'll do all the big bits first and we'll get fiddlier as we go along. Oh, I like that. Okay, so let's grab that and let's put this into our track. Slowly. All right, there we go. We're going to put that there. Let's zoom this down a little bit. Oh, unzoom. That's better. There we go. Let's see where it finishes, starts and finishes. Let's turn it down. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a tiny bit shorter by time stretching it like that. And then I'm going to put that just there. I think that'll be a better position for it. Why, you ask? I don't know. It just sounds better, I think. And what I'm going to do is literally stop it at the drop like that. And once again, if you don't want that click in the sample, you can just go to the fade out over here in the region. You go to out and you can go just right next to it. And just start doing that. There we go. Let's go to the sample. Notice that it stopped nice and clean on the drop then. Okay. Let's look for a different sound now. Let's go for some. This is the bit that I love because I love searching for stuff. Trying it all out. That's a nice sound. Okay, let's go through them. I like that one. We might come back to that one. Easy Charmer. Out to Exy Fly. Big up everyone. see if that works on the very beginning. See if the key's right. Let's make it the right speed, which I believe would be an actual 16 bars. Let's see what that sounds like. Right, so what I do need to do is go to region. Type. Oh, so where's that gone this time? I wanna. It's not giving me the option. Okay, so some things you can, some things you can't. I really like that sound. Let's see if it's in the right key. I said we'd come back to that one, didn't I? Let's get the position right. Let's make it a bit longer. And the next one's going to go there. So now what I'm going to do is just kind of see if I can build up a pattern with some sound effects and see if it gives us like a little, like a loop. That's something that sounds like a cool loop. Oh God, there we go. Something's completely zoomed in. All right, lovely, jubbly. Okay, let's turn that sound down because it's way looped way too loud. Lovely. See, even though I've put this here, we might not even actually put this here. I might put it later when the drums come in, or I might put it at start this thing at 9. So it kind of builds up. So you've got something that's adding on every time there's a fresh 8 or a fresh 16. I kind of like it in the intro though. I might talk a lot on this session because I'm going to try and give you my train of thought as well. Yeah, that's it. I can see the chat room right here. It was a bit far away because I'm going blind, so let's get that a bit closer. There we go. Excellent. So I'm just going to copy these over as well. And this is nice sound effects. It will sound good actually within the track as well. So let's get that there like that. And everything will just kind of like build as we go. The more layers you put in, it's a bit quiet now, I think. Or we need to EQ. So this is the first EQ thing I'm going to EQ. I'll see what it's analysing at, because I can cut all the low end out. Yeah, you notice that bops a bit hard, so I'm going to go like this. Like that. Bit too much. Let's come back a little bit. And let's just raise this high end up a bit. That's a bit better. Easy Taz, vinyl crackles, yeah. In the very beginning, yeah, I can put a little vinyl crackle in there. get a bit nostalgic. Lovely jubbly. Right, so now what I'm going to do, maybe transpose down, down, up. Right, I'm trying to keep it, so we're going to try and keep it a bit simple so everybody can understand, because there's going to be different levels of experience in the chat room as well. If there are any questions or suggestions that are a little bit more in depth, a little bit more experienced, then put them into the chat room, please, and we will get round to them at the end of the session. No problem. See, now what I'm hearing in my head is that this sound effect is going to be quite predominant. I think we should actually use it in the track. That could be quite interesting. And let's just get rid of all the echoey bits. Like that. Like that. Actually get rid of. Let's have a listen to that bit. Lovely. So just having that boop. Okay. That's it, back in the effects. Right, let's get another. Oh, let's try mouse number 3. Third time lucky. Let's have a go. We in? Are we in? Are we in? Yes, we're in. Sorry about that, guys. Teething problems with the old mouse. Right. Are we good there? Right. There we go. Let me just preferences. The mouse is really slow. Tracking speed. There we go. That's better. Okay. Right. So I'm back to the downshifters and the uprisers. So it's all good, Jazzy, because this is going to be streamed and it will be there available to look at and watch afterwards. So if you want to come back after and catch it up, you can. Right, okay, so let's see what that sounds like. Right, so what I want to do is now stretch that so it ends on that point there. So again, that's where we want to zoom in again. And this time I'm going to take, at the top here, I'm going to take the snap off so I can actually bend it perfectly back to the point, like that. Let's go from here. Get that volume a bit louder. Okay, so let's just fade out that bit there. We're getting there. Right, so I'm going to double these up now. Like that. Alright, let's do that. Right, let's just go back to that quickly. So I just want to double these up. It's the forever progression. There we go. Second EQ, here we go. Let's go take that back a little bit to the beginning of there and see what the EQ's like. I want to get rid of all this muddy stuff at the bottom, we don't need it. Let's try that again. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, because I really like what we've got there in the intro now as like the foundation for this part of the sound. Let's actually go back. One more time. I'm going to open the main mixer now so we can have a look at our channels. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it over here first because this is easier. I know that this is drums. Drums. So them to there, like that. I'm going to change the colours now of the tracks. So I always put my drums in red. Drums in red. There we go. Lovely. And I always put my sound effects in green. And that one down can go down there as well. And we'll put these all in green. Okay, that one there. Green. Assign track colour. Yep. Right, okay, why is that not letting me? Yeah, okay, that's green. Either way. And bass lines will all be in yellow. what's that? Sorry. Aiming breaks, very important personal taste. It is personal taste. And I will run over a little aiming thing in a little bit. And I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll put an aiming break in as like a transitional tool, if you like. But this colour coordination is massive for me. So we get that down, and let's click that onto red because I want all of that in red. I do want all of that in green. Assign track colour. Green. Lovely jubbly, there we go. Let's put that one down there. And the colour of this one yellow, because it's definitely going to have yellow in it. No blue, no, we don't have blue, we just have red, gold and green, my friend. And then the centre one we will have as yellow. That yellow. That's it. Just so it's not too much on the eyes. So let's go over it again. Lovely. Right, next thing I'm going to do is put a so we're going to put a little kick build in there. Right, so let's do that quickly now. So I'm going to go from 25, and we are going to slowly build up the drums to there. If I just go like this, and then we will get our piece in front of us at that. There we go. Okay. Right, so let's get this running. Oh, I do love a good old sample. There we go. Let's get on there. Let's dum 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 dum. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of all of them ones now because this is literally going to be my break. Like that. And now we are just going to speed up all the kicks and that. Like this, and then what? Right, okay. And then we're going to do a little double up there. Zoom in a little bit. Oh, why is that doing that? Okay, so now sometimes now we've gone in and zoomy a little bit. It looks like something that I was just dealing with has gone off like that there. There we go. It should be on smart, right? Yep, we're on smart. There we go. Right, that's the one. So cut that there. I'm going to go and fade that out a tiny little bit so the kicks don't like fight with each other. Boom. Right, let's grab them. Just get these in place. Like that. Right, so I've got a little drum build in there now. Easy Bunker 156. That's Jesse Eldred. Lovely, so we've got that little build in there. Let's get rid of that now. Zoom back out. Okay, structure's getting there. So, intro wise, we've got a nice little intro there. Okay, maybe we should put the amen in that little piece there. So let's see if we've got one handy. Because we was trying to keep it simple today and just working out of one sample pack. But if the people want, you give the people. I know Mr. Quest has got some amens here. If anyone has, he has. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, it's just like 2 million results just come up. So 1 minute. That's 174. And fills. As in Mr. Quest has got like 2 million amens on his computer. That's what I was talking about. And I bet he's used every single one of them. Okay. Don't know if I want it in a repatterned or if I want it. It's a whole folder of loveliness, isn't it? I think that might be the one there. Okay, so let's grab that amen. I'm just going to drop it down here first, like that. I'm actually going to put it there. We're going to time stretch it because it's not quite in the right place. So time stretching, you just go there and you press Alt until those little things come up. And then we bang. Okay. Sounds a bit messy at the minute, but that's fine. I'm going to put that there like that. I'll just start that before. Let me try and cut out straight where that's it. And let's move that out back. No, the wrong way. There we go. Bless me. Okay, let's check that. I'm going to get rid of that very last hit before the drop on the Amen. The very last one. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to cut it here also as well. There we go. Come on, button. I'll cut that there like that. And cut that there. What I'm going to do is stretch it so it goes all the way to the end. So we'll just get that. Boop. And we'll stretch that out. No, I've got hay fever really bad, Charmer. Right, let's try and crisp that Amen up a little bit. So it sounds a bit cleaner. Okay, so number one, it needs to go red. So this is where I'll start getting a bit. Is this having a laugh or? Right, there we go. Not let me pick red. That one. Lovely, there we go. Soundtrack colour. Yeah. There we go. There we go. And now we'll just move that up into the drums. Out to Shanti, thank you for all of the very quick questions. I'm not able to answer everything so quickly. If you could put questions into like an actual a single message. Yeah, this is more of me going along through doing what we're doing, and you guys can ask questions, and I can cover those questions at the end. Right, so let's get our EQ up for this and see how we're looking. Let's loop it as well. Not a problem, Shanti, honestly, you're more than fine. And there's a little bit of a delay as well. So what you're seeing has already happened in the room about 30 seconds ago. So sometimes I don't quite get to the questions quick enough. Okay, so. Okay, so I think the Amen might be a little bit loud, but... So, to save confusion, let's do the one thing that I do all the time, and we will go back to the beginning of the track so we can listen to everything in context again. So that sounds, I think that sounds quite nice there. Definitely moulds in with it a bit more. Lovely. And again, like on the little edits and stuff, you could probably just put that back in again and get fun with it. Let's see. Right, let's fade that end bit out because I think I cut it a bit early. Yeah. Lovely. Oh, okay. Okay. Now, let's just, once again, I want to go to there. Thank you so much. Oh. I'll have a coffee, please. Yeah. Right. Let's have a look. Not there. Well, maybe hats. We've got hats here. That's just singles. So I want another little loop to go in with a beat just to give it a bit more. That's got nice. Right. So I'm going to grab that loop there and whack that in. Okay. Zoom out again. And this is actually going to go here. And then once again, we want to colour the track because it's a drum. I'm going to put it in red. Right, that one in red. Lovely. That one in red. Now that'll go up with our drums like that. Let's turn that down because it is just a loop. Much better ride in there, I think. Easy Johnny Graham, thanks for joining. Right, so let's get this bit of loop into our loop. Now, all of a sudden, it's like it just totally brought that whole loop together. Like the whole drum beat's just been moulded now because it's got that extra bit of what it needed. So let's do that. Let's get rid of that. 1 minute. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. That one. A couple of them at the end, I think. See what that sounds like. Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit. I just want that last bit to be gone like it was the same in the other one. That's it. Oh. Thank you, Claire. Like that. That's nice. Loads in there. Yeah, love that, love that, love that. There we go. So now we're going to move on to our bass line. So what I'm going to do, the first things first, when I'm putting bass in, I want to get my sub in there. So, because the sub is what's going to go underneath everything, especially in jump up as well. So let's open the serum. And I'm literally going to turn everything off except for sub. And then you've got your... Then you've got your stuff there. So I'll go down 2 octaves. We'll go to effects. We'll give it some distortion and put some tube on it. Bit of drive. Right, why are you not? Why are you not going through? Ah, there you are. Lovely. Oscillator level. Okay, so we've got a sub bass there. Quite low in level, so we're going to try and boost that up a little bit as well. See if we can do that actually in serum a little bit. Oh, we can get the compressor on there. So let's get a few notes in. We are going to realign the loop. Okay, so let's just find our channel and write ourselves a block. So let's get the pencil tool out, and we are going to write a block there. And we're going to go over. Okay, that will do. So we're going to double click on there, and it's going to give us okay, then we get the right tool again. Boop. Do that. Let's turn our velocity up a little bit on the note, and then we'll copy from there. Because that's too low, the velocity. I'll get that to 100. There we go. Let's make this a bit longer for now. Okay. Let's check that on the mixer. Okay, so we've got that now. Let's open Logic. Other window. Come on. Show windows. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Put that over there. I was trying to mess with something, but it's not. Right, now the bass is coming through a bit more. Right, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to bus everything, and it will give us a more of a controlled sound. So I'm going to put all of the red channels into one bus, all of the green channels into one bus, and all the yellow channels into one bus. Let's open our mixer. So I'll show you this part because you're going to want to see that. So when you're bussing something, it's all done here. So the output of this is going to go to auxiliary 1, and then the auxiliary 1 output will go to your stereo out. So you're just putting these somewhere before it goes to the stereo. So we go to bus 1, and we're going to choose bus 1 as our drums bus. Aux 1, and we're going to go drums. Okay, so now when I go to bus 1, it says drums next to it, so you know what's what. So now I should be able to just select all of those like that. Go to here, and you just go to the drums bus, and all of them will join the drums bus. Pro tip, there you go. Multi-selecting. So now we're going to go bus 2, because that's for our samples. And then bus 3, we're going to have to change the colour of the buses for sure. Let's go with purple for drums. This one is going to be, let's just make them all purple. Like that. And there will be one more bus with this channel. So this is going to go to bus 3. Boop. There we go. Let's make that purple as well. So we now know that the purple ones are our buses. Let's get rid of you. Double click on that. And that is our bits. And the other one is our bass. There we go. So now you'll notice if I solo drums, you're only going to get drums coming out of the drums. If I solo the bits, all you will hear is the bits, like in the beginning. Lovely. Okay. So let's okay, so what note is that? We went with D flat, I believe. Let's get that a bit bigger. D flat. C sharp, yeah. Okay. I don't know if anyone saw me reaching over like that. What I was doing is just feeling the, very lightly feeling the speaker to see if I can feel the bass coming through. Right, so let's go with this pattern now. I just want to grab this. Let's make that a bit fatter. I just want to grab this bit at the end. I just want one. So I'm just going to hit that first note, and then now we're going to find the sounds to go with it, just to go over the top. So I'm going to click instrument, double click underneath it. I'm going to name this sub. So bass. We are going to name this one bass 1. So now what I want to do is copy that down. Let's get the right colours going. There we go. And now I'm just going to get that and drag it down there because that's the note that I want, the same one. But first of all, we haven't got an instrument. So let's grab our serum again. There we go. Let's solo both of them. Okay, so now let's just find the basic sounds, go with it. That's just nice wompy sounds. There you go, there she is. Okay, let's put that on mono. Lovely. Let's go down to 2 octaves, because it just sounds better at 2 octaves lower. That one down 1 as well. Lovely. So now it's going to be 1. You get me. Okay, so. And then we'll have another one there. Wonk. Yeah, that's it. Alright. So we'll start that one at 41. So we're going to do like a 4 8-bar pattern. Okay, so I'm going to put the sub in all of those notes, like that. Where's our little sound effect? That one right there. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that on every one after that first note. It's a proper little, good little hook sound. Right, so now what I want to do is EQ this sound. The basses you'll end up EQing as you go along, like things like drums and that can be done later. Let's get rid of that sub out of there. Lovely. Okay. Okay. Oh no. That's good. Wrong sound. I do this all the time. Right, okay, sub bass. Just want to make them a bit longer, I think. Why does that sound like that? Okay. Sorry, I got so close there. Okay, so let's lengthen all of those a little bit. Okay. Right, let's find a little, see if we've got any bass sounds that we can use from the pack. So we've got a couple of synths in there now. There we go. Presets. Right, let's go through these. Oh, got to recognise that one. Right, so I'm literally just going to whack in some of the most cliche sounds that there is, but right, so I'm going to try and make this play time. It's going to go like that. Still too close. Right, let's zoom out a little bit. Go back a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Right, so I've only got a sample of this, so but I want to make a little. And then I want to go down. But I want to go down one. Why is that not? That's why it was doing that, right. Okay. That's better. Right, so now what I'm going to do is knock the octave of this down a little bit. Just that note there. I'm sure it's going to be... Right, why does it not let me transpose you? Seriously? Flex mode. Flex pitch. Okay, so let's do it like that anyway. That'll do. So now what I want to do is write the notes in. Right, so that's going to be there. patterning. Okay. Okay, then put this one over here again. Okay. Let's make that a bit louder as well, I think, now. Right, okay. Right, so let's make that last note longer. I did. Aha. Okay. Another bass there, then back to this. Right, let's change that to the right key. Right, okay. Let's find another bass for the second answer. Shot pads, presets, synth loops. Yeah, it's got to be in here. Let's go to the bottom. Go backwards. Fantastic. Yeah, big up to Philip Craven. Oh, that's a nice little sound. That. Oh. Let's try you. I like you. Because then what I'm going to do is put it in a similar place. So that's going to be like that. Oh, actually, will that go as that bit there? Let's try them both. Or should we put it there? Let's see. Or shall I layer it to make it a part of the family? Let's have a look. try and move them over a little bit. See if it makes any difference if we like just change the position of it a tiny bit, just so we can see how it sounds against the other sound that's in the same place. So maybe I could bring like all of these, or actually even this top one could come back a bit. Maybe like that. Let's have a listen. Or maybe the other way. Who knows? Definitely the other way, I think. A tiny bit more. Right, they're in the wrong key. That's why it sounds funny. Okay, let's get that. Let's just loop that bit. Okay. Right. Oh, okay. Loads more people there. Use pitch shift. Okay. I'm guessing that's an effect. I'm guessing it's an effect. I don't usually actually use this program, so so that one there, audio effects, I'm sure, pitch and shift. Go. Down. All right, let's figure it out. Lovely. Down a bit. I like the sound of that. Right, let's get the fade on the ends out as well. A little tiny bit of fade out. Lovely. Right, let's get all of that and move it forward a tad. Off, lovely. The key change, that's a real quick one. I can answer it right now. You want to go to the channel that you're changing key. If you're using Logic, that is though, yeah. You literally go to your audio effects to pitch and then pitch shifter. And as long as the mix is on 100%, you won't get no funny sounds. So make sure when you come into the pitch shifter that you want to put that all the way up. Yeah, and this will allow you to make certain notes different pattern. So I'll tell you what I could do is I could come like this. And I think I can I might be able to like transpose single notes. No, for some reason the transpose is not coming up on these samples, and I don't know why. So anytime that you do want to change the pitch of something, you can do what Mr. Quest suggested and just put the pitch shifter on it. But sometimes I like to get a sound that's just got one note, and you can go in and you can transpose single notes as well. So that's what I was trying to do before, but we couldn't. So right, so let's go back to the beginning because I like to have a listen. Lovely jubbly. Let's open that right up. Let's just copy these over there. Actually, I want to copy them all because they've been moved about. Let's turn that snap off. We'll grab that and we'll move these over there. So it's going to be right there. There we go. Do want a bass to go. I like that bass, but it's got no sub on it. Okay. I like that sound, so I want to put it in somewhere. Aha. Just a bit of it. Well, let's just check the whole thing for a sec. For anyone that's just joining on, my name's JAYLINE. This is Thames Delta, and we are doing our workshop. And we're about 3/4 of the way through the idea right now. To be honest, Brett, if you're using Studio One, it doesn't matter. The theory's all the same. So we'll fill the gaps as we go. Sweet, so we've got our first bit, our first 16. Da-da-da-da. Lovely. So let's no, this is Logic that we're using right here. I'm actually a Reason user, guys, and even I'm going to tell you all that there is no more capable program than Logic. Logic is the number one. It is the program that can do the most in the best manner, but it's not everybody's favourite, you know. Some people just like the ease of use more than being able to do everything. Okay. Lovely. Dun, 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 dun. And then we're going to come in with the next 16 after that. So within these last 40 minutes that we're going to do, I am going to get to the point where we've got all our bases in this 16. I'm just going to build this 16 until I've got this 16 complete. That's when I'm going to go on and I'm going to copy that 16 to the next one. And my second 16 is going to be a slight edit of my first 16. So rather than writing it all in again, you might as well just copy over what you've already done and just slightly change your second 16. And when you get to your third 16, you're just going to go back to your first 16. So your first 16 in the track is probably like, it is the most important. It's the foundation to the whole track. So, and everything will be built off of that foundation. Obviously, because it's a foundation, right? Okay, let's another couple of listens. I'm going to find some bass sounds. Lovely. Okay, so let's find some basses to fill them gaps. Let's have a go. Boo, boo, boo. Oh, and you don't need to study music theory, my good friend Brett Neal. You just need to come to me for some sessions. That's what you need to do, my friend. Colour bass loop. Right, let's find one that's just going to go with it. Oh, I like that. So let's put that little drop LFO bass in there. And that's going to go there. And let's, because it's a drop and that other one's a drop, let's see if it works together. Because I might be able to. Oh, yeah, look at that. Hopefully. Lovely. Kind of like that. Well, remember it's Men's Mental Health Month this month as well as Pride Month. And if you're having some mental health problems, start learning how to make music. It's got to be the most therapeutic thing I've ever done in my life. Womp and wobble, let's do that. Okay. From the top. Start to turn it up a little bit in here. So, another thing we want to do is whack our sound effects that we've got at the end. Yeah. Lovely. Okay. Just by putting those samples, just by putting that riser in there and putting that little downshifter that we had in the intro, it's given that whole 16 just loads more dynamic, loads more movement, loads more direction, and it helps bring you on to the next thing. I don't know if I want to use that much of it. Maybe just from there. Let's try it. I just have the rise from here. And have the big rise on the next 16. That's it. Sweet. So now what I want to do. So this is the pattern that I've got in my head. So I've got this first part is good. So I'm going to go 1. And this. Then 1. This time, I want to use a different sound for the beginning, which I haven't put in yet. So let's maybe find a little a one shot afterwards for that. But I want to find a long bass to go on this part right here in between there. So I've got a nice sub bass on the first part, and the second one I want like a synth to come in. So. Oh, who remembers that? So I'm actually going to full length that sample. Now I've got a. There we go. Right, so let's shut that one down. Let's go back to that other sample pack. Oh, 1 minute. Let's go sample pack. Let's put them sample packs in that side there so I can get to them at all times. What else have we got here? There we go. So let's go to bass and see what loops we've got here. Oh, wrong pack. Wrong pack. This is the one I want. There we go. One shots. Right. What's that? Where are you being person? Yes, the sounds, all of the sounds that I'm using in this file today will be posted so you can all get your grubby mitts on them. No problem. That's what we've done before, I believe. We actually put the samples up and the template up. When I've done a reason one, we put the template up as well. So this will all be there for the taking. All these sounds that you're hearing at the minute are from my most recent sample pack as well. If anybody wants to get the sample pack for themselves, please get hold of myself or Dorian, and we will we'll sort that out. It's very cheap, only £10. I like that. I like that sound. Right, let's check this. You. Right, there. Right, let's turn that sound down loads. So I'm still going to put that sound over here, and I'm still going to put that wobbly bass there, like that, but I'm just going to finish it earlier. Like that. Another very, very, very important top tip, which is something that I haven't done yet. Always, always, always remember to save your file. Because if you don't, and the electric goes, or someone trips over a wire, or someone spills their drink on your computer, you've just lost all your work. So that is probably one of the biggest tips that I can ever give anyone, is make sure you save your project pretty much as soon as you've started it. That is how I would. That's how I'd say anyway. I literally, as soon as I start a project nowadays, it's only because I'm here with you guys right now that my attention has been swayed. But all right, let me just organise everything. There we go. So let's just name this. So we'll put this as JAYLINE Thames Delta Workshop 3. There we go, and we'll put the date in there as well, which today is the 28th of June 2025. Big shout out to my daughter on her birthday today. She is 20. Happy birthday, darling. Right, okay, so we've got that saved now. And as you're going along making your track, get really, really, really familiar with the Command S. Command S, Command S, Command S. Every time you do something, Command S, and that will save it. I don't know if everybody's familiar with Windows shortcuts. Windows shortcuts are also very, very, very important in music making. Things like copy, paste, save, select all, undo, redo. All of these things are the same in the program as they are on Windows. So Command C is copy, Command V is paste, Command A is select all, Command Z is undo, Command Y is redo. So and there's a bunch more as well. If you can get into knowing what your shortcuts are, it's another thing that will make your whole process like a lot more manageable. It will flow a lot better. Right, beginning again. Let's get that in there. Let that lower it down. Lovely jubbly. Sweet. So we're at a point now where, like, once you've got this much done, say you've actually got everything that you wanted, you've got all your sound effects in there, but you've only done 32 bars intro and 16 bars of your track. Once you've got to the point where you've got your intro and you've got 16 bars of your track and that is all complete, you have a whole song. Like I said, I'm going to show you now. So I'll tell you what, I'll find a quick little vocal sample to put in. I believe I've got all of the sound effects that I need for a track. I have a riser, a downfaller. I have a little drum edit in there. We've got 3-4 different bass sounds in there. But now I want to show you how to just structure this. Like the amount of times I've been trying to make a tune to go out to for a gig or something, and I'll start something as soon as I've got to the point where I'm writing my bass line and I've got the first 16 done. It takes me about 7 minutes to finish the rest of the track because it's like the structure of it. Because it's just about copy pasting the right bits and putting them back in the right place. So now what I'm going to do is exactly that. I'm going to literally just show you what I mean. So I'm going to copy all of this like that. I'm going to copy that over there to the next 16, like so. And now what I'm going to do is slightly change what's going on in here. Okay. Let's use that. Right, I know I've used this in other tunes before, but it's not about that right now. It's just about making sounds work in tracks. So like that. What I'm going to do is stretch this sound. I don't know what it's going to do to the sound, but let's see. I just want to stretch it so it's like that, the size of that. There we go. And I also want to take the low end out of it because I've already got low end. So, oh, just took me totally away from it. Oh, mate, I'm letting all the cats out. Smells like ammonia in here. Let them out, let them out. Teach them the words. Right, here we go. So, I just want to, I'm not bothered about the intro for now. The intro's pretty much, let's say the intro is done. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So we do it. Right, like that. I'm going to open that up because it kind of echoes out a little bit afterwards. I don't want it to sound so choppy stoppy. You notice how that's kind of flowed out a little bit better there. And that is exactly what I want to do. Right, I don't need to put it on the end part because that's like the rollout for the next bit. So I'm going to put that, oh sugar, like that. Let's grab them and put them where they're supposed to go, which I believe is there. Like that. I think. Is that it? Yeah. The aiming does not need to be louder. It's just a sample in there. It's a good level. As it's just like it's just a sound effect. We're using the aiming as a sound effect, really. But if you want me to, I can turn it up to show you why. Let's just open this up like that. Let's just loop. effect from there. And if I turn that aiming up, even just a little bit. I feel like it just overpowers a little bit rather than just be subtly in with the beat. So, okay. Right now, one thing I haven't done yet as well is make all of these bass sounds yellow, which means they're not even in there yet. Oh, 1 minute. Sign track color. Okay. Like that. Yellow. There we go. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Right, and now what I want to do is get rid of those sounds in that bit there. Let's carry this on a bit. And what will happen now is loop number 3, which we are going to pick up right now. Like this, loop number 3. We're going to grab all of that. We're going to put, because this part's going to be exactly the same as that part. Like that. Okay. So I'm actually doing this quite slow at the minute. Right, so as we are on the switch now, I want to make that into a double. So it goes womp womp, yeah, like that. Womp womp. There we go. Zoom out of this again. There we go, sounding nice. Okay. Right, now this is a bit. Some people have 3/16s and then the middle break. I've always liked to do 4/16s, so it's like the first 16, the switch 16, the first 16, and then the rollout 16, which will be from 17 to 33. You're going to copy all of that, all of them bits there, like that. We're going to put those at the end, like that. Yeah, that one. And then we're going to get the drums that we've already done. Get them like that. Put them there as well. And they'll go from this. There we go. So the end. So that's why I think that amen is a bit loud. Do you know why I think it's a bit loud? Because it's a bit loud. Okay, so the amen, let's just turn that one down a tad. There you go. Lovely. Right, so now what I want to do quickly is find a reverse cymbal and a cymbal. And I know that I've got those in here somewhere. Right. This one. So what we're going to do is not use all of it. And we're going to get that like that. I'll go back. And that is going to be tell them with the one shot. There we go. Now this reverse is going to be used at every point that I can use it. Notice how it just brings the tension. I am going to literally get that turned down so we don't need it to be that loud. Let's pattern this properly. Let's just do bars because it's easier. Boop. There we go. Like that, I think. There. Yep, that's the one. And now what we'll do, we'll just shorten them off by one. Then it makes them 4. Like that. Is that right? No. There we go. After the drop, we could probably make it every bit. Like that. Okay, so if you all notice, we've got an intro and then 4/16, which is pretty much the whole track. So what I would do now would be go Command A, which selects everything, Command C, then go and put your cursor in the correct place, which will be 97,111, and then press paste, which will give us the other end of the track. So now we have a whole track just by building half a track. You get me? Okay. Lovely jubbly. So now I just want to check the transition between this and the beginning of the other tune. Right, so I am just going to scroll off the end of that bass on the pad. Just folding this a bit. Last thing I think I need now is a cymbal. So like a crash cymbal. I'm sure we've got one in here somewhere. Oh, look at that. So now we want crash cymbals for a few different places. We're going to have one there. We're going to have one on the drop. One on the beginning. Like that. Are we going to have one on the drop? Let's check it to see if we will. Because it might not sound right. Yeah. Right, so guys, when it comes to actually building the track, I'd say like we have got a damn good skeleton down now. 100%. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a listen through from beginning to end with you, and that will bring us to the end of our session today. But before we finish our session completely, I think we are going to do some Q&A. If there was any questions that you guys had about anything that happened in the session, this will be the time that we speak about it. So one more time through the track from the top, and in J fashion, I've got to stand up while I do this. If you enjoyed this session today, please make sure that you write that you've enjoyed it on the chat room. Give the video a share when you get the chance as well. Stick around for some answers if you had any questions as well. Remember that, guys. Everybody that was in the chat room today, out to Vlad, out to Mickey T, out to the Il Fantastico, Banana, Joe the Scientist. Big up to Shanti, thank you for coming. Out to all my people at Thames Delta. Big up the Restream bot, so important every time. Out to Philip. Big up to Johnny Graham, out to my guy, Brett Neal, aka G-Type. Been a long time, brother. Get to see you very soon, hopefully. Big up JQF. Who else have got in here? Big up the XC Flyer, out to Charmer. Big up Bunker Fighter 156 Roma. Big up to Jazzy Fizz. Yeah, big up to everyone. It was a great session today. Remember, keep your eyes and your ears peeled for the next one coming up. Out to Benny Love. Thanks for locking on, guys. And that is it for the session when it comes to this. Oh, big up to Martin. How you doing, mate? I've just finished my session, Martin, so you'll have to stick around for the question and answer. Dorian and Claire, my lovelies, do we have any questions to be answered?
I think we've covered most of it, Jay.
Ah, sweet. Okay, brilliant. I don't know if anybody heard Dorian then on the walkie-talkie. We're staying in contact. We have Ego Tripping next on the 26th for the next one, yeah? 26th of July. Make sure you get yourselves down for that one. Thank you all so much for popping your heads in. I hope it was all helpful, and I will see you next time. Thank you.